Hello and welcome back to Marketing Tip Tea Time at 222. I am one of your hosts, Aaron, and with me is...
your fellow co-host, Josh French, and today...
we're so excited.
We have a really awesome episode. So on this episode of Marketing Tip Tea Time, we're interviewing Alex Kahel, founder of Brain Tea, which is actually the tea that we're drinking today. And if you remember from last week, we also had this on our show. So... really exciting. First time we've had the founder of a tea we're actually drinking
this
on the
really
show.
exciting.
Right? Isn't that awesome?
Yes, and this is, like we said, this is actually one of our favorite teas. Now, probably is our favorite tea now, actually.
It's got a ton of health benefits.
Yeah, we've been drinking it a lot, so it just makes you feel good.
It does. But before we jump into that, let me explain a little bit more about Alex. So Alex holds a master's in Multimedia Design. He has education from the Harvard Business School and the Neuroscience Academy, an applied neuroscience and brain health program. Alex founded OrganicBoost in 2018 in Vancouver, Canada, which is the parent company of Brain Tea, as well as Circle Creative Solution Limited in 2014 in Hong Kong, which offers branding, blockchain, and app development services. Alex is also a co-founder of a few nonprofit projects that support children's health and education around the world, mainly in Jordan, Iraq, India, and Africa. So, without further ado, Alex.
Here we go.
And
thank you. Thank you.
And I was so surprised when you guys ordered the tea. So basically, I have I go and I check the list of orders on a daily basis, and some people fill the agency side, some don't, the company. And I was like, this is stick out marketing agency. I was like, wow, now I'm working in my ads for the last few weeks. This is perfect. And there you go.
That's amazing.
You were specialized in Google Ads, and I was like, oh my God, I have to reach out to these guys. And who is better actually to work with than the people who believe in your product, and they actually, they initiated the love before, right?
Yep.
So that was a wonderful surprise, and I'm really happy to be with you guys. Thank you.
And so he is, everyone who's watching, okay, Alex is the founder of Brain Tea. This tea bag that I'm holding in my hand right now, each bag comes with 20 sachets or sachets, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And it's fantastic. So I'm going to drop a link right now in our comments for you guys to go ahead and purchase, because this has been, so I've been getting some headaches because of allergy season. I get them occasionally. I can drink a cup of tea and, correlation doesn't equal causation, but I swear it helps my headache pretty quickly.
And it helps a lot with just general focus for me. I feel much more focused after I drink some.
So I'm gonna take a little sip here. We have it here with us right now.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. Oh. So good. And it tastes great. Mm-hmm. It tastes fantastic. So yes, you should all go buy a bag. I just posted the link on Facebook.
Yeah. Now, pretty awesome.
A reminder to everyone, if you have any questions or comments, please comment on them on Facebook. That's what we're monitoring right now, and we will try to squeeze them in so that we can get those to Alex during our show.
Yep, so drop them down below.
Yep.
So, Alex, let's get rolling. How did it all begin? What inspired you to create Brain Tea?
Awesome. So basically, as you mentioned, my previous experience is really in software and in development, branding, and at that time in 2016, I was in Hong Kong. And we created this platform for trading, cryptocurrency trading. And there's a lot of mental work that you have to do. And to me personally, I was like 16, 17 hours a day that I had to be focused all the time. So at that time, I started looking for brain boosters, right? Like something to keep me focused all the time. Of course, you start with caffeine, And then you experiment. You add more dosage of caffeine. You add more stuff to your coffee, and all these alternatives. But I end up having this massive stress that actually caused me huge anxiety, and turns out all from the caffeine, from the caffeine. So I started cutting caffeine, and I turned into some kind of synthetics, and I started using modafinil at that time because you need something that is, from my research, that this is like, kind of like clean and good and doesn't have side effects. But oh man, within 2 weeks, my productivity, my mental well-being, everything plummeted, and I start having this. My whole body would start shaking, and it was a horrifying experience. So, for all these people that they say it works, I don't know. I mean, where they get this from? I'm not sure how it works. So I experimented a lot because all what I want some biohacks to actually hack my productivity, to be more productive, to do more, to be more focused at work. Because, I mean, this is my investment. Basically, my investment is my brain and my focus during the day. So money was no object because I was making a lot of money at that time, doing the trading, and because I have the platform itself, and people come and trade at my platform as well. So all what I needed is just really like the right solution for me to keep pushing, and going further. Of course, where that ends, right? Well, having this synthetic stuff that you're gonna crash, and so. Eventually, I'm a very healthy person since like 2008 when I became a raw vegan, only fruit and vegetables for like 2-3 years, and then I start introducing to my diet cooked vegetables, but still like no meat and stuff. So, and I was like, what the hell I'm doing? Back to nature, man. And but it was then when I took it very serious. It was 2017. I took it very, very serious, and I actually started working with neuroscientists. One of them in Sweden, he teaches at the University of Uppsala, and the other in Portuguese. She's a neuroscientist researcher, and at that time, where it sparked my interest into actually studying neuroscience, which I did for about like 6 months, 7 months. I enrolled in a program for applied neuroscience where you learn everything about the brain functions and how your brain works, and with all the scientific terms and what goes into that. So, and really, when I was doing that thing, it was only for selfish purposes. It was for me. I wasn't thinking to save anybody's ass. I was just thinking like, I need to boost my productivity, right? And I need solutions for myself. And then my quest was on searching for like what would be like really nature's best herbs to boost focus, because it definitely worked. I mean, when you drink caffeine, it kind of like it does something to you, right? But you crash right after that. So there got to be these herbs that actually you don't crash, and you can be productive and you can be focused the whole day. So, but most importantly, herbs that are really heavily clinically tested. There are a lot of herbs right now in the market that people think it actually works because they hear someone talking about it, or some kind of guru or something.
Right.
But it's really not about that. I mean, Sarah, our guru, she's the PhD neuroscientist researcher. She's amazing. So basically, she doesn't take before she make any decision about the herb, she will have tons of research that can take sometimes like 3 weeks for one herb. It's not like just go read in Wikipedia or in this website. No. She have all the name of the studies, and then she go and study each study of these studies. Did it work? How many people were there? Genders, ethnicities, and all of that. So we end up having until that time, and then I have like, you know what? Let me have all these researches as a blog. right? Organic Boost.
Okay, yeah.
And this blog maybe later on will develop as a product or products, but for now, this knowledge that I'm accumulating and I'm paying lots of money for, and not just my efforts and the team that's working with me, right? So we put together this basically the researches on Organic Boost, the website, and this was the start. It was then when I was like, you know what? I tried almost all the products in the market. You name it, I tried it, literally. And although some of them, the herbs, we know that they work, but the quality is not good. So I was in Hong Kong at that time, and they have doctors there, which they have the herbs. If you want somebody to prescribe any herbal medicine for you, you go to a doctor, and their doctors are insanely good. So even the herbs that you get are certified. You can buy off the shelf, but then you risk the quality. So yeah, and that was really the start of all of that. So it was literally to solve problem that I had. I wasn't looking for a product to make me money. I wasn't looking for, I don't have a job. Let me create a product to sell. It wasn't. It was like purely for myself, and it was personal for myself, just testing on myself actually for almost a year and a half. So before the product idea was mature. Yeah.
Wow. And you mentioned research a lot in your answer there, and that's kind of a little bit what we wanted to dive into as well. How much time did you spend on your market research, and what kind of market research did you do to really hone in such a fantastic product before you went live with it?
We have done a lot of research, man. I can tell you for sure, because the whole thing started as quest for answers. I wasn't looking for a product to sell. Otherwise I can just go to Amazon and see which product is selling more. You create a copycat and you sell it. So it wasn't to me about creating a product. It was about finding answers. So the first thing, I have different sources, two neuroscientists and a naturopathic doctor. So three different sources, three different people, massive brains, looking for answers, plus myself. And we always discuss like, okay, then we have this short list of herbs that we know for sure that they work. There's tons of studies behind them. And it was that the first stage. It took about probably a year, probably a year. And then after that, when I decided to let's move this to a product, I went to a research data research organization, forgot their name, but they have like these great reports, like 50, 60 pages reports about any industry you want. So I remember for me, I was like thinking, it was like $3,500, the report. So
wow.
Yeah, I bought the report anyway because I thought this is an upfront investment. If I want to launch a product at that time, I thought if I would launch a product, this product must be the best quality in the market, and it has to be perfect. There has to be no question about anything, because in my mind, my first client would be my mom. The first one who I give the product to is the people I love the most, and myself. So I wanted to create like really, it's like if I had the opportunity to start from zero, right? Because it's not like I'm stuck with a product or a company that I needed to find solutions for. No, it was like I'm creating something from scratch, from zero, right? Endless possibilities. So why don't I just create like the best products out there, right? And that took a lot of time. Of course, yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I can imagine. It sounds
like a very thorough process.
Yeah.
So your company, Brain Tea, so it has some great accreditation. What was the process and research like for acquiring your Health Canada certificate?
The Health Canada certificate. So basically, you can see it. So the Health Canada certificate, basically. So because I'm in Canada, so in Canada you can't really give claims like you write just like focus and memory. But in the U.S., unfortunately, you can. So you can't put any claim, right? And nobody really tell you anything. But for in Canada, if you have to have any claim on your packaging, it should be real, it should be true, and you should have certification from Health Canada that these claims are correct and they're actually giving to you from Health Canada. Now, why I chose to go with Health Canada, the same reason of why I went through the hustle of paying like thousands of dollars for research, at the same time going through this intensive process of finding the right herbs. And it's because I really want to create, if I had the opportunity to create like the best quality product in the market, right? How would that product would be? So Health Canada is the equivalent body of the FDA. So you guys have FDA in the US, Canada, they have Health Canada. And here it's more regulated. It's basically, things have to go through Health Canada, even supplements. In the US, the FDA considers supplements as food. So they don't care what you write about your packaging, right? Although, by the way, we manufacture the product in the US and our market number one is in the US. But our regulations and standards, global. Even for example, for the heavy metals testing, it's not required, but we do it for each batch we produce. And there is something as well, like in the US standards and FDA standards, they tolerate a little bit of the levels. In the EU, so the US the level here, in the EU is the level here. So our standards, our numbers, like really, we can sell in Europe, we can sell around the world. They're approved globally because, and that took a lot of time to find the right supplier to provide the quality they do. And this is one thing that everybody ignores, which is the heavy metal that causes all these nasty diseases, cancers, and all of that. Mm-hmm. And it's almost in every food you eat in the US. I mean, before you try to buy anything in the market, go to their website, check if they have done testing for the heavy metals. Ask them. Inquire about their certifications. Yeah, you will be shocked how many supplements in the market that they have an alarming levels of heavy metals. Yeah. Wow. Lead and mercury and all of that.
Wow. Yeah.
And this actually was one of the reasons why our tea doesn't have the strip, because to attach the strip to the tea bag, you need to use some kind of glue or to staple, right?
Right.
And that, as a result, when you heat it with water, when you heat it in water, what happens is it will start dissolving in the water and where all the toxics are. So the vision was, let's eliminate everything, absolutely everything that can be source of toxicity and heavy metals. Although we're sacrificing sometimes,
really
because
we drink a lot of tea.
One of the things, and one of the other things that people don't know is big brands. They just break my heart. Like these big brands, they make plenty of money. Why do you use nylon bags? If you go these pyramids, nylon bags, like transparent, when you see something transparent, stay away from it. Don't touch it. That's nylon. Mm. And because nylon, it's proven that is the number one cause of cancer, especially when you heat it up. When you heat it, just these particles go in the water, you drink it, your cells doesn't know what the hell is that, and then you start generating all kind of diseases. So nylon bag, and some companies, they do mix fiber and nylon. That's why one of the, I would say, the people don't like one part of the tea, some of them, which is sometimes it breaks the tea bag.
Right.
That's because it's 100% natural fiber. If we add any nylon to it, it will be a little bit tougher, won't break, but then you sacrifice with the quality. And by the way, this is more expensive than the nylon. So if we use the nylon, that would have been way easier for us and cheaper and everything. But
Right.
you know what? Because surprisingly, our customers, they're all physicians. Like you can't mess around with these people. All of them are smart. Because if you think about it, I mean,
Yep.
someone who's training, right? Big muscles, they understand the value of protein, so you can sell them protein powder. But if you can't sell protein powder to someone like sitting in the couch, right? They never exercise. So brain tea is the same thing. The one who's interested in boosting their productivity, right, in achieving more, they understand the value of their mental health. They buy brain tea. And surprisingly, actually, we have a lot of doctors, a lot of physicians. So that's why we are in this place where I love that, these are our customers because they're highly, educated and intelligent and professional. And you can communicate the value with them. They understand the value of things. So sometimes we get some reviews like people expect to have this delicious, smell and whatever. It's like, yeah, well, we're not in the business of making you right now, uh, love the because you can have a lot of these like from the market, things that like heavily processed with a lot of flavorings and whatever. Uh, we try to avoid that, really. And you guys are drinking the tea. Honestly, do you feel it's disgusting in a way, or do you think it's? What do you think?
No, I love the taste. I love the
Yeah.
flavor.
It's got a great taste.
Yeah, I think it tastes. It's a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
florally.
yeah,
Yeah, I like it a lot.
yeah. We worked a
It's
lot
great
on
to
the
me.
formulation actually to reach this stage. Yeah. I'm sorry. Are we over the time right now?
Wow. No, you're fine. This information is fantastic.
Good.
A little bit, a little bit about your market research. What would you say is the most surprising piece of information that you discovered through your research?
Ah, through the research, the most surprising actually information. There are a few things. Uh, Number one is how much scam there is in the market. It's scary. It's scary, man. I mean, 95% of the suppliers in the market they don't provide what they promise. A lot of so that was pretty scary actually at the beginning when I'm looking for suppliers because I cannot like I have love and trust to everyone by default, but if I have the responsibility of selling products for people, I have to double check everything. So I never trusted any supplier. I will take their materials and I go test it myself. Third party labs. And it's just
Okay.
insane. Yeah. So that was one thing, which is like be careful. It's like a lot of scam out there, And so this was number one. And the number two was the most important thing about brain health. I'll tell you something is like imagine if you are a car, right? Imagine this is the best fuel and you have a car, right? And this is the best fuel in the world.
Okay.
It's like the greatest fuel. But your car is broken, right? So if you put the fuel in a broken car, it's not gonna fly, right?
Right.
So the most important thing before we consume any supplements at all, for it to work, we should have first a good infrastructure. We should have a good body, right? So
Right.
and by that I mean you have to eat healthy because if you are drinking brain tea in the morning and then having like 10 beers at night, it just doesn't make
Then
sense,
it
right?
works better, right? No, I'm just.
So this is one thing that for any brain supplement to work, you should have a healthy body, and then it will help you to actually excel. It will help you to it's like double, triple, 10 times your productivity. How clean your
Wow.
body is, this stuff can work. If your body is not clean, nothing would work. Not even the healthy food that you eat. It's not about
Okay.
it's the power of elimination, really, to eliminate the bad stuff, right, from your diet.
Right. Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Got to have that solid foundation first. Huh?
Yep. Exactly.
Makes sense. So, Alex, last question for you. So, for our viewers at home, how important is market research in starting a business?
Yeah, of course. It depends. Like, I would say this. Yeah, I'll tell you the story, actually, how until now, so you guys know the most, that until now, we have been 2 years in the market, zero advertising. And you guys know, right? And the only way I was able to achieve this is so basically on the website, right? I have all these articles. So this is as well for anyone who want to start a business or want to get into this. Will be the golden nugget. So when I first put all these articles, I shortlisted the herbs. Right? I was like about 9 of them. These are the best in the world. And then I start monitoring the traffic and which one people are actually reading the most, right? And then I created a demo product. It was just a rendering, a picture of a product. And I start monitoring what people actually click and buy. So I did this myself. So people will click buy, but it's not it's a website to purchase or anything. You just go to the next page. The next page tells you we're out of stock. Put your email to get notified. And I ran this for a few months, and I noticed. The audience actually validated and selected the best herbs for me. So I know that all the herbs that I have on the website are the best. But now, what is the demand, right? What is the market needs? Which herb is the market ready to consume? And the 4 herbs they were ordered the most, which is the MCT, lion's mane, ginkgo biloba, and gotu kola. So, and I was like, okay, awesome. So now the market helped me out to understand which one is on demand. And then what if I put all of them in a combination and like a herbal blend and see would people buy it? So now I validated that there is need. And so far, the money that I paid, I didn't produce any product. I produced this evergreen content that can be for the next 50 years, and it's valid, right? So the content is always there. So number one, you see, I provided value first to everyone. Before I ask anyone for anything, they came to the website, they're reading the information, they got the knowledge, right? And mine, this is it's the best quality researches, really, for real. So and then people they validate which herb do they need right now. So now I know for sure that okay, there are a few hundred people who have interest in these combination of herbs. So I put together then right a little page saying that I have the combination of these herbs because these are the best herbs here in the area. And then I saw how many people would actually order the same thing. So I have people, the same people who will come to the single ingredient, they would like to have the herbal blend as well. So here, when I went to a professor actually in the Chinese Medical Center, he teaches Chinese medicine here in Vancouver, and he helped me out to formulate basically, so we can have 2 formulas. We have the herbal blend, and there is the powder. The powder is more potent. It's like way stronger. And the herbal is so yeah. And so I have so now I have 2 formulas. I have the powder, and the powder is the flavor cacao, so it's more like a chocolatey flavor, And there's the tea. I ran this test here locally to see which one they prefer. So everybody preferred the tea more than the powder. However, at that time when I submit the certification for Health Canada for both formulas, it took us about a year to get approval. And a lot of course, they have to read all the research. They have to see what research went behind it and all of that, and then they do their own research because you want to make sure these herbs don't interact and cancel each other.
Right.
So and only then, right? Only then, now that I validated the market and the need, I put on that website. I shipped few hundred pouches. I put together myself actually the first 150, and which is just to test the flavoring, the need, and all of that. And I was surprised that people loved it. But at the beginning, the cost of producing one pouch was like about $40. The cost on me.
Whoa.
Which is like 3 times, more than you're selling it. But it wasn't for that. For me, it was just I need to know, would this actually work, right?
Right.
So it was then when I validated that people, okay, they can drink that, and then I produced the first 500 units. I ran the test. That was like a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago actually, it was a legit product, right? Which is manufactured in the factory and all of that. And this is kind of like the working demo of the product, right? And then people, I shipped 500. They run out really quickly within like 2-3 weeks because I had people in the wait list. So, and then I was like, okay, great. Now I am into something big. So I went ahead and I placed an order for 20,000 items, and I start like 100% putting all the efforts into creating a great website and all of that. So basically, we didn't really step into creating this. And by the way, since then until now, that's why I didn't even need to advertise, because we can barely cover the demand, because just really slow growth, and just learn a lot and iterate and just learn and iterate. Because if your goal is to provide the greatest quality product, right, making money, it can come later. That's not a problem. If your goal is to create money first, your last concern is the quality of the product. You've been 2 years, you're not selling yet, right? So, and this is what people actually don't get about Amazon businesses. Most of Amazon business brands, you don't know who's behind them. Go Google them, go to their website. They don't even have anything. You don't know who's behind them. Because what they do is just go to supplier, white label, the same ingredient, put another, and they play a game of marketing, right? And you have no idea who's selling you what. Yeah. So basically,
wow.
So basically, yeah. When you are in the business of trust, really, and building quality product, it's a fun journey. It's an amazing journey, to provide value for people like yourself. Like you guys, first you order the product, and I was like, right, you added value first, and then
yep.
as a result, I'm adding value to you. So.
Perfect. Wow. Well, Alex, this is quite the journey that we've learned about today with Brain Tea, and it just goes to show kind of the journey of making a good product, I think. Like how you start with wanting to solve a problem and do that correctly before figuring out the money part. And I think that's super important for businesses to hear, because a lot of them don't do that.
Yeah, and just what it takes to achieve a top quality product, right?
Oh, this stuff is so good.
Oh, yeah. Thorough market research, thorough testing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Research first. That's one of our mantras at Zova. So,
yeah.
And thank you, Alex, for what we call spilling the secret sauce. So you gave us the secret formula to at least how you did some of that research and started, which is really unique. I have actually not heard of a market research process path like that. So that's really cool. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I hope this provide some value for the audience and for anyone who want to create product. So first, a lot of research, MVP, minimum viable product. First, see would actually people buy the product. So you can do it through SEO, search engine optimization, the way I did it, organic traffic, or you could. I didn't run ads, but you could run ads to just validate would people actually buy the product before you invest anything in product. see the need.
Right.
And of course, if you are in the business of reordering, because this is what makes your brand actually live, right? When people reorder. If you are in the business of reordering, there is only one thing in mind: quality. Nobody will ever come back and buy your product again if you're just silicon foam. So, and if you have the opportunity to create a product, make sure to create the greatest product out there. Right?
Yep.
Because,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Quality is
Awesome.
everything.
So,
Perfect. Well, thank you, Alex. I think that's all the time we have for today. Yeah, that was great. My gosh,
Yeah,
so much information.
Thank
But
you,
we
guys.
will have another. Yes, thank you. And everyone, he is in Canada right now. You're based out of Vancouver, correct? Just in case nobody
Vancouver, yeah.
in the audience knows. Okay, fantastic. And we will have another Marketing Tip Tea Time next Friday at 2:22. And thank you once again, Alex, for joining us. But until then,
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Nastravi.
Cheers.
Cheers.